This is an overview of the tools that you will need to have when you're doing foundation paper piecing. So first of all, a cutting mat is really helpful. Often you're cutting quite small pieces, so this is 11 inches by 8 inches and works just fine. You also need a rotary cutter and some pins, some thread for piecing. I really like using the Aurifil 50 weight for foundation piecing. I'll talk about the sewing machine feet in a moment, but generally I prefer to use the ones that have an open toe. And then in order to fold the lines on your patterns, you can use just a thin piece of card like this, or cut up a bit of a cereal packet or something that you have left over. Just about 6 inches by a couple of inches wide. You need a ruler and a 1/4 inch line on that ruler, some paper scissors, and then there are a couple of optional extras as well, and those are a glue pen, doesn't matter what brand, for sticking a paper to fabric when you first get started. And we also really like these add a quarter rulers, so they help to trim off the seam allowance, which will all become very clear later on. And this one is 12 inches long. Or there's also the add a quarter plus ruler, so not only can you trim the 1/4 inch seam allowance, but again it's flat on this edge here like the piece of card, so that does the job of the piece of card as well if you like. What foot should you use when doing foundation paper piecing on your sewing machine? The regular foot which comes is okay if that's all that you've got, but what you'll see is that this area here is covered over a little bit on the toe, and when you're foundation piecing you're following a thin line and stitching on that line. So I just find that this foot, which on my machine is the F foot that you'd use for decorative stitching or applique, is clear here so that you can see the needle really easily in the line. So I often use F foot, and also it's absolutely fine to use your walking foot if you happen to have one as well, because it's lovely and open here at the front. Get good visibility, and having the set of feed dogs on the top also just keeps the papers and the fabric from not shifting around too much.